Have you ever been to a congregational meeting? You know, the one where the members of the congregation discuss the budget and the plans for the upcoming year? Aren't they just the most fun thing you've ever sat through? If you haven't, here's a taste of what you can expect. As moderator of the Theocademy Confirmation Series, I call this congregational meeting to order, and I ask the clerk of confirmation to call the roll. Thank you, moderator. Will all present please signify by saying present? Lady who always asks the questions about money? Present. Older man who always calls for the vote before everyone who wanted to talk had their say? Present. Youth who no one takes seriously, but who everyone allows to talk so they feel like they're a full member of the congregation? Present. Confused congregation member who never quite knows what we're talking about? Present? Moderator, we are all present. Thank you, Madam Clerk. So this meeting was called in order for us to discuss how much toilet paper we need to be buying in anticipation of Vacation Bible School this summer. The committee previously reported that... Call for the vote. Presbyterians, making business meetings fun since 1560. Of all the jokes people make about Presbyterians, probably the one that gets made more often than any other is about all of our committees. We need new hymnals! Form a committee! How much should we pay the pastor? Form a committee! Is it okay if I take a break and go to the bathroom? We don't know. Form a committee and decide! Presbyterians are notorious for trying to do things well. In fact, we have a sort of motto that we use a lot. Decent and in order. It comes from a verse in 1 Corinthians. In this verse, Paul tells them that everything should be done decently and in proper order. Now specifically, Paul was talking about the way they conducted themselves in worship, but since it doesn't appear that the early church really held business meetings, a little closer look finds that Paul was trying to help them understand how they should proceed when trying to figure out what God wanted them to do. His critique was, if everyone was just spouting off words from the Lord, no one would be able to figure anything out. He tells them, God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. So Presbyterians try to conduct ourselves in an orderly fashion. I know we get a bad rap for being a little boring with our process, but we figure it's better to take our time and do it right than rush into stupid decisions.
Ask the pastor.
Well, so now in the Presbyterian Church, who makes the rules?
We do. The people do. But in a very unique way.
The idea is that we try to find those people among us who we think that God is calling into figuring out what to do.
Our church is run by what we call a session. It's a group of elected members of the congregation who are chosen by their sisters and brothers in faith.
All right, now I have a lot of rules to follow at home and at school. Does this mean that the church gets to also tell me what to do?
You could say that, but we talk about, the gift of the law. And that really by giving us a law and giving us rules, then we have freedom to live.
So what happens if I don't follow the rules?
The rules in the Presbyterian Church are not as strict as you might find in other places. So we're not going to say, you can't dance, you can't play cards, you can't, go out on Saturday night. The kinds of rules that we make are usually rules about the community of faith. How do we work together to do what God has called us to do?
So who's in charge of the Presbyterian Church?
Well, we don't just have one person in charge.
Our elders are technically in charge. Elders are people, like I said earlier, that the congregation votes on to be the spiritual leaders of the church.
As Presbyterians, we are pretty sure that we're going to sin and we're going to mess up, and so we don't want to have one person because we know that won't go well.
Can anyone be in charge?
Being an elder or deacon is a calling. So again, we think that God calls somebody, that they sense that call, that the congregation also senses that call in them.
It's not a job for everyone, just like it's not a job for everyone to sing in the choir, just like it's not a job for everyone to give the sermon. It's not a job for everyone to be the usher or the greeters or whatever the role might be in the church, whether it's a deacon or cook the meals. You don't want me cooking the meals for the church, for example, okay? We have to figure out, is this what God has for you to do? And if it is, then it might be a good fit.
So part of completing confirmation is doing a service project. It doesn't have to be huge. I know that for a lot of you, this will be the first time you have gone and done something in the name of the church. Mostly, I just want you to get your feet wet, so to speak, to see that you have gifts and that you can use them to help the world. But I want you to be the ones to decide what you do. As a group, I want you to decide. So who's got an idea?
We could do a car wash and give the money to charity.
Okay, good. Yes, someone else.
My mom says the food bank always needs help sorting the stuff they get. We could go there.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Nice. That's a good one. Someone else?
Yeah, but giving money's better. We should do the car wash.
Yes, Alicia, I have that written down. See, right here. Someone else? We could go mow the lawn of all the older people in the church.
Maybe.
Nice. Mowing lawns. Got it. Who else?
Mowing lawns seems kind of small to me. We could raise a lot of money with a car wash.
Yes, Alicia, that's true, we could. I have that written down. See, right here. Thank you. Now, who else?
How about doing the walk for cancer next month? We could ask people to sponsor us and everything.
Oh, I've done that. That's a good event. Yes, nice.
I still think a car wash would be better.
Will you stop saying that? Everyone knows you want to do a car wash.
Okay, easy now. Easy. How about we just take a vote, huh?
Okay, who wants to do the car wash?
It seems like that is not the wish of the group. It sounded like Gerard's food bank idea had us a little excited. How about that? And there we have it. Food bank it is.
I still think the car wash would be better. You all really should listen to me.
Oh, we did, Alicia. In fact, we have to listen to you all the time.
So, one of the ways Presbyterians try to do things decent and in order is by electing certain kinds of people to serve our congregations. Most congregation members get to do whatever ministry they want in the church, but there are 3 types of people that do special jobs. The first is the deacons, who show us and teach us how to care for each other and the whole world. John Calvin called deacons the face of Christ, because they show the world what it looks like when God uses the church to spread grace and love. The second group are called ruling elders. These are the people who serve on the session, the board of the church. The ruling elder's job is to listen to God very closely and make decisions about what kind of service God wants us to do. They are the ones responsible for making sure that the congregation is being the people God wants it to be. And last, there are the teaching elders, the people who serve as our pastors. Their job is to teach us about the Bible and theology, preach and lead worship, how to pray, and share our faith in words and deeds. Here's the cool part. Once you're a member of the congregation, you can be a deacon or a ruling elder too. I guess the point of all this order stuff is this. Presbyterians believe so strongly that everyone has a part to play in what God is doing, that we don't want anything to get in the way of that. So we conduct our meetings according to a process, mostly to make sure that everyone knows what we're talking about and can give input on what we're deciding. And so a couple loudmouth people don't always get their way.